Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today I wanted to talk about the cargo mechanics and trade that we're going to see in the near future in the 3.0 alpha, but also what's planned after that as well. So in the 3.0 demo we saw some super light mechanics. We only really saw containers and loot on a wrecked Starfarer. One of these crates contained a dragonfly, which is pretty cool. That dragonfly was effectively able to become cargo on a freelancer when it docked with it as well, I suppose. Later, we saw the picking up of a box and moving it round. This actually showed off some of the inner thought system, which will be replacing the FTU system, and some of the lifting and carrying animations, basically grabby hands. What was shown here was an extremely light, tiny, sneaky peeky of cargo, and what we're going to be getting in 3.0 will be a lot more. This was elaborated upon in ATV, so let's talk about the first implementation that we're going to be getting in 3.0. It was in Around the Verse Season 3 Episode 5, a Foundry 42 UK focused episode, that we saw that first implementation of cargo that 3.0 should have for us. We're going to be able to pick up certain boxes, carry boxes, take them to our ships, and then take those ships to market, sell the cargo inside. So you're going to be able to sell what you find or buy. You'll find stuff on missions through scavenging or through taking them off other people's ships via piracy, or just literally on the floor in other crates. This will require you to go up to an item and pick it up, whether it be a small box or an item, and then bring it back to your ship. You should also be able to buy goods at a market. In this instance, and for the first implementation, the items that you buy at market through a trade kiosk will spawn in your cargo bay, and then when you sell them again, they'll disappear. There is going to be a variety of locations for markets to buy and sell stuff from varying prices around the verse. This could be Levski, Port Olisar, loads and loads of places around the verse, even with the 3.0 implementation. You'll purchase these goods from a shopping kiosk, where items and their prices will also be listed, but you'll be able to sell here too, not just buy. The plan is to create trade routes where boxes of steel, for example, that players purchase could be cheap on Levski, but have a lot more value on Port Olisar. So you'd be getting from Levski to Olisar and vice versa, trading steel. So players that are trading will have a very quick turnaround in 3.0 as items are generated and despawned on your ship without needing to unload them yet. That's in the first implementation anyway. The scavenging, pirated, and other items that you will physically be grabbing and bring over to your ship too, they will exist, and the gameplay for that is going to be a lot more lengthy, I suppose. Even with this early implementation, this is going to add many careers in 3.0, from haulers and traders. So this is going to be basic buying, buy low, sell high in varying amounts, and you're effectively a trader here if you're buying smaller amounts, I suppose, and a hauler if you're buying a ton of steel, many tons of steel, in fact. Scavengers, so this is going to be players looting on missions. This could be mission rewards effectively, or wrecked ships, or just finding items out in the verse and then bringing them back to your ship and selling them. Pirates, that's more forcibly taking items from players. This could also be identifying trade routes and attacking players that are carrying cargo or salvage on these routes that you've identified. Escorts. Players are going to start to need escorts on missions or trade runs, especially when they've got valuable loot, and then pirates are going to be working out where those trade routes are, so you're going to need escorts on some of those missions. Bounty hunters. Players that have been robbed may ask other players to hunt down particular pirates or ne'er-do-wells. Q ships, so not really a role in the same sense, but more of a plan. Historically, these are ships that appear to be traders or cargo haulers, but are actually bait or are significantly more heavily armed than they appear to be to lure in pirates. I would expect to see much emergent gameplay with this as an idea in 3.0 as well. So what will we be trading exactly? In the 2016 August monthly report, they talk about how they've identified the first 20 commodities that will be available to collect, transport and sell. They've also iterated on designs for resource spawning, trade routes and quantum fuel models. So we don't exactly know what commodities exactly that we'll be trading. Expect stuff like food, steel, electronics in the first implementation. It doesn't matter too much, as items are just generated in your ship as you buy them and then disappear when you sell them. As the system gets more involved though, these items will become more important as they're part of the economy system. This element is fulfilling needs. There are reasons that items have more value on certain planets or stations because they need them. Restricting food or steel in an area that needs it will have consequences such as ships being delayed in production or a shortage of other manufactured goods, amongst other things as well. But there are then going to be missions generated using that economy system, asking for players for more items, or saying we need more of this item because we need it because we're running out of food, or please go kill these pirates that keep intercepting our shipments. I'm not sure how much, if any, of that particular stuff will be in 3.0, but we can hope. So that's basically it for what we're getting for 3.0. Cargo is going to add a lot more stuff into the game. But what about cargo after? What about 3.0 onwards? What about cargo interaction? So cargo will eventually be a lot more in depth, with items, cargo needing to be loaded and unloaded on your ship, and larger containers requiring movement via tools or forklifts. You'll be able to store individual or personal items like guns and grenades in a box together and take them out separately. Boxes are planned to have a certain amount of ports or attachments where items like a pistol could take up a single port, whereas a rifle could take up two, and a single standard cargo unit box could have up to 30 ports, for example. You'll be able to manage your cargo via your ship or your mobiGlas, allowing you to jettison or release cargo. In many situations, cargo is going to be locked to the floor using mag plates. You'll see on some ships, like copper coils under the flooring. These are electromagnets that keep the cargo locked in place. These allow boxes to be stored, stacked, and transported without them running wild. These systems could get damaged, I suppose, and could cause your cargo to get damaged. Or you might want to turn off the mag system to jettison some cargo, maybe to stop a pursuing pirate, for example. Grabby hands is another one of the systems that cargo will effectively be using, but also something else important in the verse. So this is the system by which we will pick up and move objects, boxes, in the verse, and allow us to interact more with various objects around the universe, whether they be big or small. Smaller objects, the plan is to have them be able to move and rotate. Even flipping coins, for example, would be doable. This is combined with the inner thought system, which is replacing the F to use system. Now there will be a contextual menu of choices that you can do, and options with given items, buttons, boxes, and doors. It should give a unique experience with every object in the verse, and in a lot of cases, a reason to interact with them, even if it's just to do something cool or express yourself. So some other useful information: an SCU or standard cargo unit is a unit of measurement of cargo in Star Citizen. One SCU is equal to 1.25 meters cubed as a box, crate, or a container. At the moment, this could change. This does also take into account the thickness of the sides of the crate too. It looks at the moment like you're going to lose 0.25 meters cubed on every box. So one standard cargo unit is a 1.25 meter cubed box, but a 2 standard cargo unit could be 2.5 by 1.25 by 1.25. So you see there that you're losing the 0.25 meters because of the thickness of the box, effectively. We're likely to see crates, boxes, and containers of all shapes and sizes, though, including smaller than one SCU. For pirates as well, I don't know how you're going to loot large cargo boxes from a hauler, as it's probably quite hard to pick them up. It's possible that you'll just interact with them and they'll transfer over to your ship if you have room, or pirates might have to destroy containers and then pick up loot, or they might have their own special mechanics. But cargo is the gateway mechanic for Star Citizen, something which the rest of the game will stand on. It's an extremely important building block. It's a reason for combat and conflict. It makes the economy flow, and it adds the first real wave of careers into Star Citizen with 3.0, and something that most other careers are based on. it is extremely exciting for me. Anyway, links in the description about what we've just discussed. If you want to read into it further, into those mechanics, please let me know what you think of Cargo coming out in 3.0. Will you be taking up one of those careers that I've mentioned, or are you going to be waiting a little bit longer? Or are you just going to be interested in the combat? Are you interested in a totally different area of Star Citizen? Remember, commenting on any of my Star Citizen videos throughout September gives you the chance to win an Argo MPUV or that budget Star Citizen PC build I did a while ago. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really genuinely does help me. And for those that also enjoy my content and want to support further, there are links in the description to GameWisp, Patreon, and more if you're interested in that sort of thing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. It's super appreciated, and I'll see you in the verse.